Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, it has been a long time and finally I'm shooting a video. I'm really extremely sorry for being this irregular. Anyway, so today's video is about one of my favorite things in the world, that is books. If you don't really know, let me tell you, I'm a big book lover. And by saying a big book lover, I don't really mean I read a lot of books, but I love reading and I enjoy every bit of reading. Here are some books that I want to read in 2021. Now let me tell you, you will think 2020 में तो already 2 months अभी बाकी है, November and December. So why is she keeping her book goals for 2021? Because I'm currently reading the Shiva trilogy by Amish and I'm still stuck with the first book. So by the time I am done with the entire series, I'm pretty sure it's going to be December. So there's no point to keep any books for 2020. So also I would like to tell you that if you aren't a book lover already, but you want to begin with reading, the best time is now, because books change your entire perception regarding life. Books change your personality. Books make you become a better person. So if you want to join this journey of reading books, then please start reading with me. And in this video, I have some awesome recommendations for you, for us actually, because I haven't read these books, but I really want to. So let us get into the video. The first book that I want to read in 2021 is A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. He's an Afghan-American writer. His best debut novel was The Kite Runner, but I have heard more good stuff about this book called A Thousand Splendid Suns, and its plot has intrigued me a lot. I find the plot to be very interesting and very touching at the same time. So it's about this girl called Mariam, who is an illegitimate child, and she has this very weird concept regarding her birth, and because of the way the society treats her, and then she gets married, and then she faces a lot of abuse in her married life. So that makes her go through a very vulnerable position altogether, and how she overcomes it. And it's slightly from a feminist point of view, but I'm sure if you're a guy, you're gonna love it as well. If plots like these, emotional plots and interesting plots like these interest you. So yeah, make sure you give it a go if the plot somehow interests you. The second book that I'm going to recommend is Ikigai. I'm sure all of you must have heard this book's name. Ikigai is a very famous book. Ikigai in Japanese means a reason to live, and I think the name itself is enough a reason to read this book, because I feel somewhere we all are searching for a reason to live, for a reason to be happy, because these times are very uncertain. There is so much of demotivation everywhere. We're literally at some point of our life very scared of living, and we just want to give up on everything. So I feel reading this book will give you a new ray of hope, and maybe you will start. And if reading a book is going to give us a reason to live, then what better than that, right? Okay, so the third book on my list is Interpreter of Maladies by Jhumpa Lahiri. Now, Jhumpa Lahiri is a very famous Indian writer. Actually, she is considered to be an American writer of Indian origin. So I would like to read this book called The Interpreter of Maladies by Jhumpa Lahiri. It is a collection of 9 short stories, and short stories is something I have always had a thing for since I was a child. And if you're a person who's not very patient with novels, I think you should give it a go. So Interpreter of Maladies has a lot of themes surrounding like marriage, trust, relationships, and a lot many. And I have heard that 15 million copies have been sold worldwide of this particular book. So I don't think it needs a reason more than this to be read and to be loved. So yeah, Interpreter of Maladies by Jhumpa Lahiri for sure. Now the fourth book on my list is, guys, don't judge me, I call myself a book lover, but I haven't yet read The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I'm so sorry about it, but I'm really looking forward to reading it. So this is also a book like a collection of 12 short stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It's obviously about the life of Sherlock Holmes and his adventures. He's a detective, and we call him Sir Arthur Conan Doyle because obviously he's a literary genius. So The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, if you haven't read it yet, please read it with me. Okay, so I have made it a point to include books of different genres in this particular video because I myself want to try different genres in reading. So the next book that is there in my list is Inferno by Dan Brown. It's a classic. It's a mystery thriller novel. I haven't read a lot of mystery thrillers, to be very honest, and I really want to read it because I have heard it's a literary masterpiece. One more book, that's the next book in my list, is Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, but I have heard that the language of Inferno is somewhere easier than Da Vinci Code, so I want to begin with Inferno, and after that I think I'll read Da Vinci Code, so maybe it'll be easier for me because I will be acquainted with his writing style, and both of these books are classics, so classics actually take a little more time. So Da Vinci Code is also a mystery thriller novel, and if you're somebody who is not at all into books, then you must not be watching this video on the first go, but still, if you're watching it, thank you very much. I have a good news for you. In case you do not at all enjoy reading books, for this particular book recommendation, Da Vinci Code, Angel and Demons, and also there's some other, I'm forgetting the name, yeah, Inferno only. Sorry, I'm the worst. Inferno, Da Vinci Code, and Angel and Demons. These three books have been made into movies. So in case you don't have the patience or you don't in general like reading books, you can just go ahead and watch the movies. Da Vinci Code is there on Netflix, by the way. I don't have a Netflix subscription, but in case you have, go ahead and watch it. Now the next book in my list is probably the book that I'm most excited about, and it is called To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This book was published in the 1960s, I suppose. I'm a girl who wants to pursue my career in law, and maybe that is the reason that this book intrigues me the most. This is about a lawyer who is trying to prove the innocence of a black man who is very wrongly accused of being involved in a rape of a white woman, and the plot is of 1930s and it takes place in Alabama according to the book. So he's trying to prove his innocence, and by the way, this book has nothing to do with killing a mockingbird. It's just a symbolic, it has a symbolic meaning to this book, to this plot, because to kill a mockingbird signifies killing innocence, and in this book that is what is happening. An innocent guy is being accused of such a brutal crime, and this lawyer, he's trying to, because obviously it's his work, so he's trying to prove him innocent. It has no literal meaning to the plot because there's absolutely no mockingbird getting killed, but this particular book has three very important themes. One is prejudice, the second is family life, and the third is courage and bravery. This book teaches a lot about bravery, about racism, about courage, about being able to fight for the truth, and I'm really looking forward to reading this because even I somewhere see myself becoming a boss lady who is very courageous and brave enough to fight for what is right. So yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna love this. And also, if you ever search for 10 books that you need to read in your lifetime, this video is definitely this book is definitely going to pop up. And by the way, don't get me wrong, even if you aren't interested in law and justice and all of this, still you're going to enjoy this book because it's not just about law and justice, it's about bravery, it's about courage, it's about family life, it's about racism, it's about all the important aspects of life in general. So I'm sure you're gonna love it anyway. The next book on my list is Animal Farm. So this is an allegorical novella by George Orwell. If you don't know the meaning of allegory, allegory means a story or a poem or any content basically, which can be interpreted in a different way to reveal a hidden meaning. Like it has a broader message for the society at large, which has a moral or a political concept hidden inside it. And in this particular book, Animal Farm, there's nothing about animal, by the way, it's just a symbolism again. This is actually a political satire. So yeah, that's the allegory behind it, and I'm really intrigued to know more about it because the name suggests that it's basically about an animal farm where animals will be there, and it will be basically from something about animal cruelty or something. But no, that's not really the case. It's a political satire where animals are projected as humans. As by the way, let me tell you, Animal Farm was banned in UAE because they found it to be against the Islamic rules, and it was also banned in US for some reason. But in India, however, you're going to get its hard copy or soft copy. So please do read it. Please do read it. Also, one more recommendation from the same author, George Orwell, is 1984. This is a dystopian science fiction kind of a thing. I basically want to read it because, like I said, I want to explore different genres, and science fiction is a genre that I haven't really. So yeah, I want to read 1984 because I want to read more of science fiction because I have not really explored that genre as much. Also, 1984 and Animal Farm are two such books which are not for light entertainment. You will have to give these books all your time and energy, because otherwise you will not be able to enjoy the essence of these books, and you will not be able to understand because the language is a little difficult, and also it's not very directly written. It's very allegorical, like I mentioned. So yeah, make sure you give it all your time. Also, if you do not really have so much of time to read both these books and you have to pick only one from Animal Farm or 1984, then I would suggest you to go with Animal Farm, because I have heard great stuff about that book, and I feel everyone should read that book at least once in their lifetime. Lastly, I have two mythological books in my list which I want to read in 2021, because mythological fiction is one of my favorite genres. So, number one is Devlok with Devdutt Patnaik. Like, it's written by Devdutt Patnaik. The title of the book is Devlok with Devdutt Patnaik. It's basically about decoding the Hindu mythology. It's not really fiction, but in the non-fiction genre rather, where see, all the mythological beliefs that we have in our Hindu religion have, like, they claim to have some significance, and in this book a lot of such instances have been described. Like, if you have followed the story of Mahabharata, you must be knowing that the Kauravas went to heaven but the Pandavas didn't, and this book answers it very beautifully. Although I don't know the reason yet, I'll know it if I read the book, and then I'll share it with you. So yeah, that's something I'm very interested about. And the second book is and the second book that is there in the mythological fiction genre is The Palace of Illusions by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. It is basically Mahabharata, but it is written from the perspective of Draupadi. So yeah, these were all my book recommendations, and if you're reading any of these books, then please do not forget to tag me on Instagram with a picture of yours and the book that you're reading. I would love to see what you read. If you are taking any of my recommendations, tag me at __ Debanshi Bose __. That's my Instagram ID. I'll maybe link it in the description or mention it somewhere here. Also, if you have any more recommendations for me, by the time I think you must have guessed my genre, my taste, and the kind of books that I like. So in case you think there are certain books that I haven't read and I haven't included here but I will like them, then please put them in the comment section. I would love to know. Thank you. That's all for today. Bye bye.